Welcome to another video. So in this video we're going to be changing the wheel bearing. So these are very common. They're almost just maintenance. They get loud, make noise, and it's not real difficult if you've done these before. We got a video on how to do the front. The front's different than the rear. This is the rear. 2008 Hyundai Santa Fa GLS or whatever. They're all pretty much the same. The only difference is if you have an older version that does not have the anti-locking brakes, the speed sensor is on the axle. So the axle actually blocks where the bolts are. If you have an older one that doesn't have that, then it's a very simple job. So if you do, like this one, it's a little more difficult, and it is different than the front. So we're going to go over it step by step, see how to do it. It's not impossible. It's not that ridiculously hard, and you'll have a lot quieter car at the end of the day. At any rate, first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the brake caliper. So there's two bolts back here. We remove those, and then I usually just stick something in there and pry on it a little bit, loosen it up. There's almost always a ridge here. And as you can see, these rotors are in pretty bad shape. They need new brakes and rotors also that we're going to get done. But at any rate, so you do that, get the caliper off, and then the bracket that holds the caliper has two bolts, one on the top, one at the bottom. You take those out, take the bracket off. So we're going to get that done, and then we're going to move on and see what's next. Okay, so our bracket's off. So next thing we have to do is we're going to there's two Phillips screws to hold your rotor on, and these are almost always seized. You got to tap on them and bang on them and loosen them up a little bit. Also, there's your emergency brake is inside here. So depending on, like, you can see the rust on the outside of this one. I promise you the inside's rusted, so you're really going to have to use some finesse. You know, you just got to keep working it back and forth and banging on it, and, you know, try not to destroy anything to get it off. So we're going to go ahead and get the rotor off, and then we'll see what's in there. Okay, so now if you look in the back, you see the gears here. This is our problem. The bolts are actually behind there, and you can't get to them. So what we're going to do next is release this enough and get enough slack in there to we'll be able to get to the bolts. So as you can see, you know, there's your emergency brake for the car. What we're going to do first is we're going to take this cotter pin and this nut off. And then what we're going to do, because we're going to have to pull this out some to be able to get into the back of it. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take this bolt loose to our brace here, and then we're going to take our bolt here to our swing arm spring loose. Now, make sure always, you know, I always repeat this because I know somebody had a car fall on them and die. Make sure your car is up on jacks and solid. You know, I always get out and push on it sideways and wiggle it to see if it will move. Because even sometimes you think, oh, I got to stand under there, but it's not set right, or it will slide off where you got it. You know, it's not worth dying over. Anyway, okay, so yeah, so the swing arm here has a bolt in it. But what you need to do is stick a jack under there and just, nope, don't push it up, but just keep some pressure on it, because when you take this bolt out, the spring pressure is going to boom, push it down. And it won't, you know, destroy anything or do anything, but, you know, it's not really the right way to do it because it's put pressure on the bolt. But if you just make it so it's equal, and then the bolt will slide right out. So we're going to take that bolt out. We're going to take the bolt out on your swing arm here, and then we're going to take the center bolt off, and we're going to move on after that and see what's next. Okay, so we got those bolts out. Also, there's this little plastic piece that goes over your shock right there. You may have it, you may not. That blocks you from getting to the nut in the back of this. So that is loose, and you see our objective is now it'll pull out. So most of the time these are not, the axles are not that tight. You see, if it's tight, you can give it a little tap. What we need is that space in the back, so we want this to go in. So what I do is I use a little gear puller here. I mount on the outside and push in here, and it's not to break anything loose, it's just to hold pressure to hold it back, because it keeps wanting to snap back in, as you can see. So unless you got 3 hands, the one hand can hold it, and one hand, 2 hands can take the bolt loose. This is the next easiest thing. So I'm gonna get it all set up, and I'm going to show you what I mean, and you'll understand in just a second. Okay, so you see here I got my 3-prong gear puller, and I got the axle pushed way in. So now if we look at it in the back, we can see how much room we have from this gear back to the hub. So there's 4 bolts in there, and you'll see them. You need to get them out, and they're almost always pretty tight. What I usually do is put a ratchet with a bar on the ratchet or a breaker bar back there, break them loose, and then you can use an impact or something to take them out. But they're difficult to see, but you can get to them now. So we're going to take out those 4 bolts, and then you will see what we need to do to finish her up. Okay, so as you can see, it's off. The whole rear brake drum assembly comes off with it. Now, they're almost always rusted in there too. So what you got to do is you got to hammer on the back of these. You got to hold it up and try to hammer on the back, but you got to be careful. You don't want to damage this. So if you just hammer on the back of the bearing and just keep working at it, it will come off. So we're going to get that out, and then I will show you how we're going to put it back in. Okay, so we got it out, as you can see. So what I do too is, who knows if I'm ever going to do this on this car again, but I always like to put it back thinking that, I may be back here doing it, or the next person make their life a little bit easier. So you're going to have to clean this up anyway, but I clean this up real good, clean up inside here where it's all rusted, and I put anti-seize on everything. So you can see with all their bearing how it was all rusted, how it's just rusted in there. So the anti-seize will keep that from happening. Also, when I put it back in, I use Loctite. Sorry about that. I use Loctite on the bolts here, just to give a little bit extra assurance. But if you can see, this pops back pretty tight here. The one side will pull off easier. This side will pull away easier. This side's not so easy once you stick the bearing on there. So what I do is I just stick these 2 bolts in the hole, put some Loctite on them, stick them in the hole, and then this will go back over top of here, and then your bearing goes over top of that. So this goes on, then your new bearing goes on. And this part also helps if you've got 3 hands. It's just really difficult to hold that in and get it started, but what I try to do is I find the easiest one, get the easiest bolt started in there, and then don't tighten it all the way, but just snug it up a little bit. Then I can put my wheel puller back on there and push this in. Then you can get on there and tighten them all up good and tight, because if there's nothing to push against, the wheel puller won't do any good. Then you see this is down a little bit low, so you got to just jack this up a little bit, put your bolt back in there, put your bolt back in here, put your rotor back on, and your brakes back on, and you got it. So I hope this helps you out some. Be sure to subscribe. We got some other videos. I got them on how to change the axle in these, and got a bunch of other car stuff on there too. Trucks, if you like Dodge trucks. I got a bunch of Dodge truck stuff. At any rate, I hope this helps you out. You have a pleasant day, and thank you for watching.